Hello, crafty friends, and welcome back. I am playing along today with Mixed Media Mayhem. We were to use, stencils, watercolor, and ink. So, I've had this page kind of somewhat planned out. Now, I didn't have the mixed media part planned into the layout, but I used those prompts to make it work for this layout. So here I'm starting out first with the watercolors, and this is a Prima set that I ordered off of Amazon. And so I use my spray bottle and started to wet down the cake of watercolor here, and I'm just using my stamping block to go ahead and put some of this down on this piece of paper. So the paper is kind of it's from Hip Kit Club. It's a light green color, and it has a little bit of texture on it. So obviously here I've met one of the prompts, so I've used my watercolors. There I'm showing you the packaging here. So next, after my watercolor dried, I'm going to use the Tim Holtz translucent texture paste. And I'm also using a Tim Holtz stencil, and I don't have that still laying out here to tell you which one, but it's one of the big ones, and it's got flowers and leaves on it. So really any kind of florally stencil would work if you are trying to replicate something like this. So you can see right now that it is like a milky white color. And so I flipped the stencil and did it all the way from top to bottom. And I'm going to put that to the side. And so here is the other half of the layout that you will see eventually both sides come together. And now I'm adding my ink. So the first way I'm going to add ink is in this green, and I'm just inking around my photos here. And then I do eventually bring in a second color of a brown to kind of mix the two together and get a good blend around each of my photos in that photo frame. And so the second one is brushed corduroy. No, gathered twigs, I think is what this one was. And so I'm just adding it around all of the photo frames again. And then the brown I am going to use on all of the die cuts and laser cuts that I've pulled out to use on my layout here. So a few pieces are from a really old Simple Stories beach collection. The tickets are from Vicki Boutin, a piece of paper. These green butterflies are from 49 and Market. I have no clue what collection they are from, but I thought they went well with the green. So there I was showing you my background. The next day I let it dry overnight that I was scrapbooking in the evening, and decided to let it dry overnight, and so now I am back tonight. For once, I'm actually doing the voiceover the same day that I actually completed the layout. So usually I'm a little more ahead, but I am kind of behind right now. So we had a major life change that our daughter had previously been living somewhere else, and her 2-year-old son, they actually returned to live with us again. And so that's just kind of been a life adjustment here. So I haven't had as much time to scrapbook in the evenings after I get off work, and on top of that, work is just crazy. So I was able to get in my craft room tonight because Cody, my grandson, went to his dad's for the weekend. So I had a little free time tonight until Sunday. So we will see what I get done this weekend. I'm also going to be working as well, and of course, doing the normal chores and things like that around the house. So hopefully I get a little me time in the craft room and get some more layouts put together. So, all right, so now I have my two pieces put together, and I did show you when I was that there was a gap between where the stenciling was and the light colored green border that I had already pieced together. And so I found this darker colored green that matched the very outside rings on my circle paper. And so I just cut two strips from that scrap to fill in the gap so I wouldn't have any bits without the clear stenciling on that lighter paper. So here I'm just adding some foam tape behind my um, embellishments here to give some different depth and texture. This is technically the seashell. The band on that seashell says more vitamin C, so that is technically my title on this layout, even though it is smaller and more difficult to read in the video here. It is very readable in person, so hopefully you can see that in the close-up shots as well. So I kept trying to get that little circle in there somewhere, but I just couldn't make it work. Um, so underneath the photo clustered there on the right hand side, I did have a green transparency die cut piece that came from 49 Market. I believe that was probably from the Kaleidoscope collection. So other than the papers, I think almost everything else was from 49 Market or Simple Stories. So, oh, and Vicky Booten. A little bit of mixture of everything here. So, so here just using my T-square ruler to make sure that that is straight once I get it on, and I'm just basing it off of the strip on there that has the title. And of course I check multiple times because I pull it up. And I do use my my stamping block here to hold that down just until it adheres to the paper here. So since this was going to be on two different levels, I only needed foam adhesive on half of it. And so I'm just holding that down until I can tell that it has adhered to the layer below it. And this flower here is going to fill in that last gap for this specific cluster here. And let's see, what else do I do here? Oh, and I do cut out this little rub on here. It says never let go. So this picture is another picture from the second night when my family was in Destin, Florida. And so we ate at a place that was directly on the beach, and we had about an hour and a half wait before our table was ready. And so they had picnic tables out on the beach, and so we were all out there all dressed up, but enjoying having our feet in the sand, and just got one of our first family photos while we were on this vacation. So I wanted to document this specific photo. I will have a companion page with some pictures of the granddaughters doing some acrobatic photo options, as well as I think there's one of my mom and with her granddaughters as well. So just using some liquid adhesive and my tweezers to hold down that very center of those butterflies to get those added on. And so I think at one point I motioned that I was, you can tell that once I decided to put that cluster in the lower right hand corner, then I decided to put the butterflies on the upper left corner, so I have a diagonal design here. And so I do come in and do some gold splatters as well, and you can see those in the close-up shots. So if you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave those down below. I will have a link to everybody playing along with Mixed Media Mayhem. and as well as links to my Instagram and Pinterest accounts so you can see these close-up shots in still format. So thank you for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Bye.